today I'm gonna do some different stuff. Let's see. So we actually did this, and did this. In the last video, I realized that the math was slightly off in our vector multiply matrix because I forgot that we actually transposed the matrix before we calculated the transformed bounding boxes. So therefore I kept the old vector multiply, but it's automatically handling a transposed matrix. And I wrote this math algorithm to just multiply the matrix without a transpose. Yeah, I'm not sure if these horizontal adds are useful. As I've stated up here, we might be using shuffles instead, but yeah. The first part of the matrix multiplication is fine. The problem is adding up the rows, because this is each component of the rows that gets outputted into the underlying vector with the 4 slots. But yeah, you would like to add them together, which makes us use these two horizontal adds. Yeah, you could do 4 shuffles and then just add them all together. Yeah, I really wouldn't know whether that's faster. Maybe it's faster. We can actually look that up. Anyway, the goal for today is to use this world that we have created. Let's see. Well, the last time we got to draw the bounding volumes of each object. Actually, the floor is also drawn, but it's not noticeable. You could do, like, for instance, something that marks the center, or yeah, whatever. You could just elaborate on the actual calculation of the debug visual if you wanted to make it more obvious. Anyway, the reason why we implemented collision boxes is, of course, because we want to have some collisions, and we would like something in the reminiscence of a player. Since this is a Doom/Quake clone, the camera will eventually be bound to the actual player. But we will start out with this have this free floating camera, and perhaps work with different cameras that you can switch to. It's fairly easy since we have a camera controller. You just swap the camera. Since the camera class is able to do calculations for an individual camera with a specific starting position, it would be fairly easy to set that up. And since the camera data is passed on each frame, you just swap the camera, and then you would pass in new camera information in terms of how to translate the view into the view and projection into clip space. Anyway, so the idea is to create a player character, and for that, I decided that we might as well do a custom model. I am by far not any Blender expert. Let's see. But yeah, we will have to manage. So this is the x-axis. Yeah, so we will scale it down here, and then we have to decide on something. Let's do Paint 3D. So let's say we would like something that is having an upper body of sorts and some arms. It's not gonna be animated, so there's no reason to overcomplicate things. And maybe something like this. Maybe that's our goal. So this, yeah, we could try to make something like this. As I mentioned, I'm really bad at Blender. But we could try to make it work. So yeah, I imagine if we have to do something like a torso, we could do something like that, and then we could in edit mode loop cut. Maybe we and we loop cut like this, and then we could do some face selection here. So the extrude. Oh, not that way, not that direction. Let's do one face at a time. We could probably do something in terms of mirroring, but yeah. I mean, that's not entirely terrible. Maybe we loop cut this and make half of it part of the torso and the bottom half part of the legs, and then scale stuff. Yeah. So we could loop cut this perhaps, and move the edges here. Would this select all the way around? No, it wouldn't. Okay, and could we reduce the increment? And where do I set the increment? overlays, mesh. Okay. Edge center. Whoa. Yeah, I'd like to perhaps move this a bit. Can I do? No, not the faces actually. Um, Set snap scale blender. Hold shift while snapping. Okay, let's try that. We reselect our edges here. And whoops. That's definitely not what I intended here. Am I scaling this? I mean, no. Let's turn off snapping. That's way better, but well, that is weird. Whenever I hold down shift, everything gets really, really weird. All right, let's just try to do it with, huh? Am I grabbing the wrong one? Is that why? Okay, that is better. So let's see, we move it to maybe 3 units. I realized that also the mouse positioning gets affected, so two, get to 2, please. 3. There we go. Great stuff, great stuff. At least I feel like it's some great stuff. Then we might want to rotate it. Let's see. Let's undo that. Let's rotate it by, let's see, maybe 20 degrees. Yeah. I know it looks weird, but I think it's quite fine. But I'm no Blender expert. 20. There we go. And then we probably move this face. Now, that's not too far off what we actually um, we're looking for in a torso. Uh, maybe if we loop cut these, let's see, or rather, yeah, loop cut. We could get even more rotation. We could also, yeah, okay, it already, oh, I have to stop deselecting then. It, excuse me. It really helps to, let's see, we can move this by 0.2, and then we do another loop cut, and with it selected, whoops, whoops, that's not great. Let's see. There we go. And then we can do, oh, I forgot that I was supposed to rotate it then also. Well. Let's try to rotate it. Maybe just 10 degrees. Yeah. Uh, and if you're sitting there at home thinking to yourself, well, I would certainly not do it this way, you are probably correct. And if you even think that model looks like garbage, I would also agree with you. But as I've said, this is not my area of expertise. So bear with me. Maybe we can loop cut. We could perhaps, I mean, it's not that far off, but we could of course rotate the face down here. Yeah, we could do that. Wow, that didn't look pretty. Let's see. Oh, whoops, I messed up. So by rotating it 90 degrees, we get something like that. We rotate it by 90 degrees. There we go. And then we can scale it. On the y-axis here. So let's scale it by perhaps, oh my god, I can't hit a precise number. Oh, that's close enough. Sorry to anyone with a bit of OCD. Oh, whoops, that's not the one I want to. What? I'm sorry, my dude. Yeah, there we go. Oh, well, now it's even. It's the same thing on both sides. Anyway, now we can move it. Let's see. Whoops. What? Come on, baby. Please. No. Please. Don't do me like that. No. No, no, no. Minus. Let's see. -3. Did that help? No, it didn't. Let's see. What happens if I... Yeah, okay. So that's on that plane, probably. Instead of a more free transform, which is mouse dependent. We now then could select this edge and bring them a bit down. A bit, please. There we go. Yeah. You could do other adjustments, but I think that this is probably fine. So if you have you do have longer arms than your torso, which means that we might move this up on that plane. Let's see. There we go. It even looks like a belt. Then let's loop cut this and move it up. And then let's yeah, I don't want to edge offset loop cut. What does that do? Okay, I'm not sure it does anything. Or at least nothing that I understand. So how to... I mean, I don't want to subdivide the whole mesh. Cut mesh loop. Knife. Add cube. Add cone, add sphere. Subdivide. me? What the? Oh, so I end up slicing the edges. Okay, let's do some face stuff then. Face. Mesh. Um, we could just loop cut it, but I'd actually prefer not to. Nope. Hmm. Okay, so we could use a knife of sorts. For some reason, this works, I guess. Oh, I actually split the model before, I think. Yeah. Faces, let's see. Well. Anyway, I might have split it. That's great. Huh? It doesn't cut all the way around. Huh? This is totally weird. Anyway. Am I not? Alright, let's revert this back to somewhere. Edit redo. There we go. And now we're back at it. What if I only select these faces? Can I do a loop cut on only the faces? Loop cut, blender, specific faces. Oh, Control I, and then hide. Okay. So this plane, and let's move it maybe 4. And let's see, let's move it maybe, whoops, maybe is this somewhat even? I don't think so. Can you do several loop cuts? Oh, you can do. Wait, that, well, that's better. View, unhide all. Then, there we go. Mm. Mm. Can you do then extrude on these faces here? Extrude. Mm. Then, okay. What if I move it? It's gonna look weird, I know, but yeah, maybe if I just delete the faces. Let's see. Maybe we want to delete only faces and edges. Yeah, we would. Oops. Only faces. And we will remove the faces here. Then if we select the edge and press fill, whoops, there we go, getting somewhere, although it's some skinny legs here. -4, -3. Let's try that. -3. Let's see, and then let's try that. All right. Actually, I realized I wanted all this on this area instead. Okay, let's move this up a bit. It doesn't matter too much. And we select the edges here and move this up as well. That's maybe a bit too much. And then we select these faces here and move them a bit down. Whoops. Definitely not that way. Let's see. That's not terrible. At least for someone who has not made anything in Blender before. Well, how do I even move the camera? Oh, like that. As you might hear, I'm really terrible at this. So, from my understanding, you could, oops, Control I and then hide everything and then do we could also do some extrusion and beveling. Yeah, maybe we want that instead. Extrude, very small extrude. And then some beveling. No, that looks rather awkward. Ugly, awkward. There we go. And then we Alt H. And then we select the faces here, which we will extrude just a tiny bit and probably bevel. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. And just extrude this just a tiny bit. Does this even look like anything? I guess. And then we extrude some more. And maybe we extrude a bit more than that. Maybe we want something like this, then we scale it on this. Maybe only on that plane. Let's scale it. Well, we do like 01. And then let's see. Just gonna check some stuff in regards to the stream. Okay. Then we extrude. That looks okay. And then we extrude some more. And then we bevel that. Maybe we don't bevel it. Maybe we just scale it. We only scale it on this axis. Now, that's a character model if I've ever seen one. Right? All right, next we're gonna do some texturing. We're gonna do a canvas size here that is perhaps 600 times 400, and we will keep this open since we will do some different stuff. Let me just I would like to add some stuff here. I'm just gonna check out some different images I have. Yeah, so if we open this with Paint 3D, we could select this, maybe get it to a somewhat reasonable size. No, let's do a smaller selection. Not 200, 212. I want something divisible by 4. So yeah, 600 is usually great. So if I start the selection over here, we could end up with something like 620 is also fine. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just being let's scale it. Let's scale it to 200 times, yeah, whatever. Whoops. I definitely do not want the canvas to scale, so we will adjust that accordingly afterwards. Let's just scale this somewhat down, and the canvas is supposed to be like that. Then magic select. There we go. Whoops. Done. There we go. And we would like maybe something. Let's just do some 2D shapes. The fill is going to be solid black. Solid black. Then we would like perhaps something that is green. None. There we go. Whoops. Doesn't matter. This is just a texture. Something that is green. Then we could do maybe green is a bad color for something. Maybe do a strip of red. Um, um, are there any other patterns we'd like? Maybe we want. Let's look at our model. We could always subdivide this, then create something like a mouth. Maybe we want a hand-drawn mouth. Let's do black here. It's fine. Then the brush. Let's do like that. And perhaps even a nose of sorts. I'm just playing around with this. Then we could do. We have an old texture that we might use here. Or rather, we will do the canvas. We'll have a transparent background. No, it won't, because that will not work. All right. Anyway, forget that I said that. Let's do another black area. Let's do this entire area in black. Let's see, stickers, the blob here. So the fill is going to be white. The border is going to be red. Let's just do that. And let's put some text in. And let's resize it. Let's do a mandatory hello world thingy. And yeah, we could do some brown here. Definitely not that. Or rather, no outline, then brown. Let's try to start working with this. It's more like a paintbrush of sorts. So let's see. We save this as an image. A PNG image is fine. We save it into our oh, that's the old one. Character sheet. We also character sheet in case we end up closing it for some reason. Then shading. We find our character sheet and drop it in. Then we add the color. and everything looks weird, but that's great. UV editing. Let's see, edit mode. So I imagined, well, actually, I'm gonna probably subdivide this whole area. Do a loop cut, and everything is going to be like that. Let's see, and then we do another loop cut and move it way down here. Our intention is not to affect the shape. And then we do the specific faces here. There we go. And we, in our editor here, we move this. Let's just test this out a bit. Scale it a bit. We're gonna do some rough testing here. And I can't remember options. The viewport. Where do I set the options? So let's see here, modeling, texture, and let's see. Well, this isn't going great. Let's see, shading. UV editing. Oh well, everything is for some reason. Let's see, let's test this at least. Yeah, that's weird. Mm. Okay, so if we do the unwrap, let's rotate and then move it. Okay, so we need to somewhat then scale it, move it, and then scale it a bit more on this axis. There we go. Let's look at that shading. Close. Maybe we actually want to do this on the shirt instead. Maybe we want this to be yeah, somewhat different. Yeah, I think it would work better if we did like this and unwrapped everything. Unwrap. Unwrap. Huh? Unwrap. Okay. Let's walk this way backwards. There we go. Let's do like this and then unwrap. Unwrap. There we go. Pinch. All right, let's not do that then. Let's move this. All right. Let's rotate that 90 degrees. This is going to be a lot of work, as you might see. Yeah, there we go. Then we and then we move like this. Then we scale a bit. Then we move it. And let's see. Yeah, it's definitely not looking right. And we might need to rotate that as well. So these faces are going to get rotated. There we go. That's way better. Can I copy? Pin. Unpin. Oh, whoops. Can I copy? Oh well. Anyway. So this is going to be the front. Then we do some UV editing here where we set all these faces. Oh, whoops. Yeah, definitely not doing that. Let's see. Let's select this. There we go. And over here, we'll move this into something like this. And we will also scale this. And we will select them and move them a bit off. There we go. So let's see. That gets drawn as black. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, this is just going to get moved over here. This is going to get moved over here. And this is going to, yeah. Rotate it a bit. There we go. um, let's see. So now that's black. Then we need the top. Which is this one, I think. And this one. And we move all of that into the black area. Now we're getting somewhere. Where did we? Okay. So this part here is supposed to be black as well. So let's do this. And let's move all of this over to here, rotate it a bit. There we go. And just move this all of the way over here. Great. Then we need the front here. Let's start with the lower parts here, at least. Let's move that into here, rotate it. There we go. And then the faces on this side. Let's see, where did we go? So it's axis that way. If it's axis that way, then we have the back. Therefore, we need to do these, right? Oh, I can actually select them in the model view as well. That's probably easier. Scale it. Move it. Collapse it. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it very precisely since it's not really the point of the whole thing. Whoops. Let's see. Let's see. Let's select everything, unwrap, and then rotate it by 90 degrees. Then scale it a bit. Maybe down to this and move it. Now we need to scale it as well in this direction. And we move it. All right. Great stuff, great stuff. So now the face is done. Let's do the shirt here. Let's rotate that. Yeah, I ended up using a lot of time on this. Yeah. It is super relaxing though. Let's see, maybe we do a larger scale here. There we go. Okay, and we need to flip it. Yeah, I think we need to split it up in two phases. We will do like this and then rotate it. There we go, and then scale it. I would like it to fit better, but it really doesn't, because I cannot really create some more black edge except by moving this a bit, scaling it a bit. Yeah, that looks terrible, but it will have to do. Kind of sad that it works that way. Let's see, yeah. Because I need to... Well, I could actually do some thing here inside the edit mode. Then we could insert faces. Yeah, we do that instead. We'll do the O1 thingy, and then we will reposition this. This really doesn't matter. I'm just playing around with things, getting to learn Blender a bit. Let's see, and then we select some more faces here. Here, like Arnold. We scale it all down, and we just move it into the black area. And there we go. We have a black shirt. These faces are supposed to be, maybe not that one, but these faces are supposed to be black as well. Let's do some moving around of these faces. Let's do some scaling. Let's see. We have a black shirt. Well, that doesn't really work when the face is black, does it? We could do someone with perhaps a hood on instead. What skin color would we like for him to have? Maybe brown. Yeah, he'll have brown skin color. There we go. And then we rotate that as well. Scale it a bit. Doesn't matter. Sorry to any Blender nerds out there. I know this might hurt. Let's see, then I would like actually a small loop cut. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm not gonna bother. Alright, let's see. Let's do the shirt arms. Let's do them, scale them down. Oh, whoops. Scale them even more down. Scale them down. Also in this angle and move them. Let's do perhaps green. No, green. Red. Red arms. Whoops, we forgot that. This is going to be. Where are those? They are down here. Maybe I didn't forget them. Maybe I just missed them. And then we do the inside of this shirt here. We move this just over here. And then, well, this is yeah, we can do a red edge here. Let's scale everything down. into something very tiny. Of course, with more elaborate textures, you can't do such a bad job of mapping the UVs. But we're trying to work fast here, meaning that by some standards our work will be somewhat sloppy. And as you can see, our texture isn't that precise anyway, so we're not really bothering anyone except people who really like details, and we're not in a process of doing any specific details, so that's just prototyping for you. There we go. Let's move this. Let's move this. There we go. Then we have our pants. I imagine them to be green. Maybe this part is supposed to be red. Or rather, maybe not those. So let's start painting this green, scaling all of it down, rotating it, and moving it. There we go. Yeah, and then we do this part. Maybe black, just to add some detail of sorts. Yeah, let's do it black. Over here. And then I actually think I want this stripe to be black as well. Let's see. That one is fine. This one is going to go up here. There we go. This one is supposed to be red. There we go. And these two are going to be brown. There we go. Scale that. And let's scale that. There we go. It looks really, really great, huh? It looks like some kind of weird Spider-Man Ninja Turtle thingy. Well, that's great. Let's export it. Into our game directory, models. Let's do a player model. Let's do triangulate faces. As per usual, let's try that. And then we need to create our texture. And we will save that. Player. Yeah, we save the model as well. Player model YouTube. There we go. We close Blender. We close this. We tell our application here that we want to load some meshes here. Let's see. Player model. Let's do that. It's going to have the mesh number 4. Let's just see that everything runs. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm gonna just do the quick import of the model and the texture, and then I will segment off into the next video. Player model. Let's see. We told it that it has for now a texture of 0 and a mesh of 4. And we copy this since we want to just store an player model and we do not want to position it yet just yet. The texture transforms. We can add that already. Player model, and we would like to scale and position everything just as is. We could just do, is it a float 4? No, it's a matrix, math, get, identity matrix, there we go. And we do not create any bounding volumes for it. Let's see, maybe we do actually. Mesh bounding box, let's do -1 for now. We would not like to. There we go. For some reason it draws a bounding box anyway. Let's see. Are you not supposed to ignore that? Oh, I didn't store it correctly, that's why. Yeah, there we go. So now we have our player model. It of course needs to be somewhat placed in terms of its height. So this is the Y component. Let's do perhaps place it 15 above. No, that's too much. Now it's floating in the air. Yeah, that's way too high. Maybe 5? Nope. Maybe 2.5. It is floating still just a bit. In the future we would like some more editing tools. I think it's still probably floating a bit, but I'm unsure. I'd have to check out the model here. So the minimum Y, 2.5, -5. minus 2.5. We could also just rearrange the model in the Blender file. Let's try to do that. Here we go. Let's do some snapping, move it. Where is the... there are object properties. Location C. Two point 5 million. That looks pretty decent. Let's save that and then export it anew. Right materials. No. Triangulate faces. And let's do there we go. Now we exported it anew. Let's try to reset this. Yeah, okay, it's because the origin is actually floating a bit above the floor. We could just move the floor up a bit. There we go. I think I decided that. There we go. That is pretty fine. And everything is probably supposed to go up by minus 25 here as well. Yeah, let's do that. Or rather, it's 75 instead. There we go. 75. 75. Alright. How much overlap does the floor and the walls produce? A bit. Yeah, you could adjust that in terms of details. Anyway, I think this is fine. We have a player character. We haven't decided on scale and everything, so this will just be what we use for now. Then I know this is supposed to be changed in the future, but yeah, we will just load in the texture. The system is already set up for textures, so we just load the resources and create the view. There we go. Let's see, does it load? No, it doesn't load. Expected a semicolon. Let's see. We load the texture, then we didn't get any errors. We set the player texture to number 3. And yeah, obviously it's uh, somewhat distorted. Let's do these manual things. Let's see. It scales it really weird. Let's do like that. Do we have to flip perhaps? This doesn't matter, right? Yeah, so some of the no. Yeah. I'm actually just gonna look into, can you rotate with this tool? Or I'll just do a copy of the character sheet and then open it, rotate it. Let's just test out this, the copy here. Let's just that out. That doesn't help. Let's rotate it again, but then flip it. Maybe let's try that. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. There we go. Yeah, okay. There's a stupid line up there. Anyway, the red spotlight is really glowing upon his scalp. But we have our player character, which is, dare I say, pretty awesome. Let's see. That was an error. It doesn't matter though. Great. Great, great. Let's just move him a bit out of the spotlight. I can feel him sweating already. Let's do -2. Maybe even -4. Yeah, and that will be the end of this part of the series on YouTube. We created a character model. Next, we will calculate a bounding volume for it. And we will start adding some basic physics collision checking and so forth. We will also probably be creating a player class of sorts. Yeah, so we will be diving in some more programmatic stuff in the next episode. I'll probably do it after a short break. Hopefully you found any of my fooling around with Blender or this custom engine useful. Yeah, hopefully I'll be seeing you around. Feel free to comment, like, or subscribe, follow on Twitch, or even support the channel by using the Buy Me a Coffee link. Alright, hopefully I'll be seeing you around.